6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister has invited petroleum and gas companies to invest in offshore exploration. The President and the Prime Minister, in their felicitation messages to the newly elected Iranian President, have expressed the confidence to work together for regional peace and prosperity. The Central Ruwayat-e-Hilal Committee will meet in Quetta today for the sighting of Muharram al-Haram moon. The All Parties Hurriyat Conference, while paying tribute to the Kashmiri martyrs, has said sacrifices of Burhan Muzaffar Wani and others will not go in vain. The United Nations Agency for Palestinian Refugees SALS continues cycle of mass displacement of civilians in Gaza must stop. Pakistan's Hassan Ali Bhola has secured the gold medal in the Children of Asia Games wrestling event in Yakutsk, Russia. And now the news in detail. The Prime Minister Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif has invited petroleum and gas exploration and production companies to find offshore reserves. Presiding over a meeting in Islamabad, he directed the relevant authorities to solve all the problems of the sector and submit policy proposals to the constituted Committee on Priority. The meeting was informed that currently Pakistan's domestic production of oil stands at 70,998 barrels and 3,131 million cubic feet of gas per day. The Prime Minister said exploring the oil and gas reserves at the local level in Pakistan is our top priority. He said Pakistan spends billions of dollars every year on importing oil and gas. The Prime Minister directed the authorities concerned to provide solutions to all the problems of the sector on priority basis. The delegation of oil and gas exploration and production companies informed the meeting that in 3 years, around 240 places would be excavated with an investment of $5 billion to explore petroleum and gas in Pakistan. The Prime Minister constituted a committee under the chairmanship of the Deputy Prime Minister, Mohammad Sagdar, that would include experts, secretaries and the relevant authorities. The committee, after consultation with the representatives of the sector, would formulate proposals to create attractive policy for exploration and development of petroleum and gas reserves in Pakistan. The President Asif Ali Zardari and Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif have congratulated Masoud Pezeshkian on his election as the Iranian president. In their separate statements today, they expressed the confidence that under the leadership of Masoud Pezeshkian, these relations will grow further stronger. They said Pakistan looks forward to working together with Iran for peace and prosperity of the region. Masoud Pezeshkian has been elected Iran's president by securing 53.7% of the votes. The presidential elections were held in Iran after the death of President Sayyid Ibrahim Raisi in a helicopter crash in May. The Minister for Finance, Mohammad Aurangzeb, has felicitated Rachel Reeves on her appointment as the Chancellor of Exchequer of the United Kingdom. She is the first female to hold this prestigious position in British history. The Minister commended Rachel Reeves on her remarkable achievement and expressed optimism for strengthened financial cooperation and bilateral relations between Pakistan and the United Kingdom under her leadership. The Deputy Prime Minister and the Foreign Minister Mohammad Sagdar chaired a meeting of a committee in Islamabad today that has been constituted by the Prime Minister. The meeting deliberated upon and discussed the agenda for the upcoming 52nd meeting of the Council of Common Interests. Pakistan and the United States have agreed to finalize a procedure for the employment of Pakistani qualified nurses in New York. This came during a meeting between the Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi and the Deputy Speaker of New York State Assembly Philip Ramos in Islamabad today. The Deputy Speaker of New York Assembly said there is a shortage of qualified nurses in the United States and Pakistan has a lot of potential in this regard. Mohsin Naqvi said urgent steps will be taken to send qualified Pakistani nurses to New York. The Interior Minister said there are vast opportunities for collaboration in areas of education, health and economic development between the two countries. The Central Ruwayat-e-Hilal Committee will meet in Quetta today for the sighting of Muharram al-Haram moon. The chairman of the committee, Maulana Abdul Khabir Azad, will preside over the meeting. Meetings of the zonal and district Ruwayat-e-Hilal committees will also be held at their respective headquarters. This is Radio Pakistan. The Punjab Chief Minister Mariam Nawaz has approved the Punjab Honehar Merit Scholarship Program for talented students. Under this program, a 100% fee of students doing Bachelor's of Science degree from all government universities and 8 selected private sector universities will be paid by the government. The Chief Minister directed to enhance the number of Honehar scholarships from 4,000 to 25,000. The International Day of Cooperatives was observed today across the world with the theme Cooperatives Building a Better Future for All. The Embassy of Pakistan showcased Pakistani mangoes at the annual event of Polo de Paris, France. Pakistan's ambassador to France, Asim Iftikhar Ahmed, thanked the President Polo de Paris and the entire club team for providing the opportunity to introduce Pakistani mangoes to French friends. The guests on the occasion described the sweetness and aroma of Pakistani mangoes unmatched. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the 8th martyrdom anniversary of popular youth leader Burhan Muzaffar Wani will be observed on Monday. In a statement in Srinagar, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference praised his courage and enduring inspiration for the Kashmiri youth. The statement condemned the ongoing repression by the Indian authorities and asserted that sacrifices of Burhan Muzaffar Wani and other martyrs of freedom movement will not go in vain. The statement also urged the Kashmiris and Pakistanis living abroad to organize protests to honor Burhan Muzaffar Wani and other martyrs, aiming to draw the international attention to New Delhi's brutal actions in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Meanwhile, Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir Congress chapter President Viqar Rasool Wani has criticized the Modi government for policies detrimental to the people of the territory. In a statement, Viqar Rasool Wani called for holding the Saffron Party accountable for its anti-people policies. 29 Palestinians, including 5 journalists, were martyred in the unabated Israeli strikes and bombardment across the besieged Gaza during the last 24 hours. Gaza's government media office has confirmed the identities of the 5 journalists martyred by Israel across the enclave. The martyrdom toll of Palestinians in the continued Israeli aggression in Gaza since October 7 last year has reached 38,098. Meanwhile, the United Nations Agencies for Palestinian Refugees said continuous cycle of mass displacement of civilians in Gaza must stop. The director of the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs said about 80,000 people have been displaced from eastern Gaza City following an Israeli military operation since June 27th. The Israeli forces also arrested 15 Palestinians across the occupied West Bank today. Saudi Arabia has urged the European countries to condemn Israel's non-compliance with its commitments and take stronger steps to support the Palestinians. The Saudi Minister of Foreign Affairs, Prince Faisal bin Farhan, made these remarks during meetings with the European Council chief in the Spanish capital, Madrid. The Saudi minister stressed the need for an immediate ceasefire. Wrestling. In the Children of Asia Games wrestling event in Yakutsk, Russia, Pakistan's wrestler Hassan Ali Bhola has secured the gold medal. Hassan Ali Bhola, the sole Pakistani wrestler, emerged victorious against 2 Kyrgyz wrestlers. He also defeated wrestlers from Azerbaijan, Tajikistan and Mongolia. And finally, the weather report. Dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. However, rain, wind, and thunder showers is expected in South Punjab, Upper Sindh, Eastern Balochistan, Gilgit-Baltistan, Kashmir, Potahar region, and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Heavy falls are also likely to prevail at isolated places in northeast Balochistan and Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.